So now that Deadpool and Wolverine is playing in theaters, the MCU has introduced a new term to the Marvel Cinematic Universe: Anchor Beings. The Anchor Being is a being who holds their universe together, because if the Anchor Being dies, their universe in hundreds or thousands of years ends up crumbling. So in the Fox universe, Logan, aka Wolverine, was the Anchor Being and held everything together, but after the film Logan happened, Deadpool's universe started slowly crumbling. And now the big question that everybody is asking is, who is the Anchor Being for the MCU? Well, I've got 5 ideas of who I think it could be, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts down in the comments. And before we go into my ideas, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below if you enjoy content on Marvel, DC, movies, TV. Hit that big red subscribe button for your boy Leo Rydell. This is Geekly Goods, where we post content every single day. So come on back and let's talk about the 5 possible Anchor Beings of the MCU. By the way, these are in no sort of order from least to most likely. I'm just gonna name them off, but starting off with number 5, I'm gonna go with Wanda Maximoff. I think she had such a huge role in both WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, and most of us do know House of M, her saying no more mutants and the trouble that that caused. Well, that power and her abilities to me makes it seem like she could possibly be the Anchor Being of the MCU. Now, we did see her get crushed under rubble, and the current rumor is that the Anchor Being is still alive. However, maybe, just maybe, she survived that little spell. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening, but I think Wanda is a possibility. Next up, I've got Tony Stark himself, Iron Man. Listen, he is the one who started it all. He is the one who made the brave sacrifice in Endgame to save the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it makes a lot of sense, if the Anchor Being has already passed, for it to be Tony Stark. Let's be 100% honest. Him being the launch pad into the MCU makes the most sense, right? And some people could even argue that Marvel has gotten worse after Endgame. Now, I'm not one of those people, but I've seen that argument floating around online. I could 100% see it being Tony Stark. Even Kevin Feige in an interview kind of made a comment that he's glad people are thinking about it already, because yeah, it sounds like Tony Stark is a possibility. Number 3, I think it could potentially be Doctor Strange, someone who has a huge role in the Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame, somebody's going to have a big role in Avengers Doomsday. He's already said he's going to be in it, so I could see him having a big, massive role in the universe going forward. Now, I know he was blipped away, but he was also blipped back, so maybe that keeps the universe in correction. Number 2, I'm going with my boy Spider-Man, Marvel's flagship character. He's had movies across Sony, the MCU. I feel like making him the Anchor Being makes a lot of sense, just like Tony Stark, because you got such a big character. When you think of Marvel, a lot of us think of Spider-Man. The surgence of Miles Morales lately also adds to a possibility of maybe Peter even dies and passes on the mantle. I really hope not, to be honest with you. I don't want Peter to die, especially not Holland's Peter. I really love that Peter Parker. But also, not only in the MCU, the video games have been popular. Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse have been popular. Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming, and there's rumors of it having a live-action world. I could see them using Spider-Man as that launchpad character to be maybe not even just the being in the MCU, but also just of all the universes. I don't know. You guys gotta let me know about that one. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I've also heard some other good ideas like Loki. Obviously, he's holding the universe together currently. I could totally see that one as well. Maybe even Hawkeye. I mean, let's be 100% real. Nat made that sacrifice. Maybe she knew something more than what we knew back then. I could see maybe tying some things together like that. Or maybe it's just a complete character that we would never even think it would be. Maybe like Happy Hogan or some kind of funny nod character where it's like, oh, I would never expect it to be that character. I could see something like that too. Now, this next choice and my final idea, I just want to say is probably not going to happen. I think it would piss off way too many people. I think, unfortunately, the show wasn't as successful as it could have been. Neither was the movie, so I understand if it's not this character, but I just love the idea. So hear me out. I think it could be Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Now, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, what you think of this. I understand those that don't like the idea, but the reason why I love the idea is because Kamala has always been the audience perspective super fan. Even in the comics, she's always been such a huge fan of superheroes and superhero media that it reminds me very much of con-goers and fans, and she is that audience perspective character. And I would love to see the MCU take that super super fan character and make them the actual anchor being that holds the Marvel Cinematic Universe together. Now again, I know that Miss Marvel wasn't super successful, and I understand that the Marvels didn't do well at the box office either, but I just think it would be such a cool concept to take a character that we feel like we very much relate to, and that person is the anchor being holding it all together. Not to mention a character who didn't have abilities until she found the bands that activated her X gene. I just like this idea of bringing this newer character in to be the anchor being of the universe, somebody who never really expected much, but ended up being what holds the worlds together. You guys gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments though. Who do you think the anchor being of the MCU is? I think there are so many vast possibilities. Heck, it could possibly even be several characters. It could even be very fun and fitting if it was all the characters of the original Avengers. I know there's also Thor as a possibility, Captain America, Steve Rogers, we haven't even seen him dead on screen, so heck, for all we know, like in comics, he could be on the moon watching over us, and he's the anchor being. I mean, seriously, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Like I said, y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I had a couple of other ideas as well, but narrowed it down to these 5 because I think some of them are very likely, and then some of them are more so things that I want to see, like mostly talking Miss Marvel. But anyway, any of these options, I would love them. You guys let me know your thoughts. And hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button for your boy Leo Wydell. Here on Geekly Goods, we drop videos on the latest in movies, TV, Marvel, DC on the daily. So hit that subscribe button and we will see you next time on Geekly Goods.